everyone, it's Leo and it's time to talk about episode 40 from Delicious Party PreCure, which was a very important episode. Lots of things were shown and it feels like everything is laid down to the end. The foundation of the season is ready for us to watch the last saga of Delicious Party PreCure. And I feel like this episode was very important because of that. So let's talk about everything that happened. And I want to start by saying that there was a very lovely scene between Kokone and Ran. They were hugging each other. Actually, Kokone was hugging Ran. And even though that was a little detail, it just goes to show how much Kokone has grown over the season. If you look at Kokone from episode 3 and you look at Kokone from episode 40, you wouldn't imagine Kokone from episode 3 doing what she did at that scene. So that was very cute and lovely. Kokone is my favorite, so I'm definitely gonna have to mention that little detail. And this episode was heavily focused on Takumi, Mari, and Yui, so the other characters were kind of on the sides. So let's just start by talking about that little moment from Kokone. And we see Monpei and Hikaru, the parents, the dads, coming back this episode, and we have that little talk between Rosemary and Monpei, or actually Cinnamon. Mari asks for forgiveness, and he at the time he was framed, Cinnamon was framed for stealing the SP bond, and he said he knew that it wasn't actually him, and Mari told him it was the Bundaru gang that did it. And I have a little problem with that moment because we've been seeing things that were said about the moment that Cinnamon was framed. And I really wanted to see how the Bundaru gang was able to frame Cinnamon years and years ago. The Bundaru gang already existed at that time. What did they do? What were they doing? How were they acting at that time? And nobody was stopping them because cures didn't exist at that time. So what actually was happening? I really wanted to see more. If we don't see more of that in Delicious Party, I'm going to be a little disappointed because that has been the talk of the town for a while. But that scene in itself was lovely. We saw Takumi arriving and, Mari noticing that Takumi is black pepper. Girl, Rosemary, why only now? That felt so weird. And then we have that moment of Takumi giving the Delicious Stone back to Mari for Mari to have their Delicious Stone repaired. And I thought that they were going to repair the Delicious Stone right there, but it seems that they have to go to Cookingdom to repair the Delicious Stone. And that scene was cute because I liked Takumi's resolve. And Takumi in this episode was interesting because I feel like when they are able to focus on Takumi, they do a very good job. When Takumi is a secondary character, he is super bland and boring. In this episode, he wasn't. He was actually an interesting character. And I like that. So I feel like Takumi, for me, is a hit or a miss. And the hit is, whenever we have an episode focused on him, which were like 3 episodes so far, I think, at maximum, counting this one, it's a hit. But in all the other moments, it's kind of a miss. I don't really care when Takumi isn't the focus. I don't care about him at all. So I found that he was interesting in this episode, and we could see his interactions with Yui. They were nice. His interactions with Amane are also interesting because here's a detail. Takumi, and I've seen lots of fans saying that they wanted Takumi to be more part of the team, and I never really cared about that because Takumi barely interacts with the girls apart from Yui. We don't see that very much. We just see Takumi focused on so much on Yui that it doesn't feel like he is part of the group at all. He just feels Yui's friend. He just feels like Yui's friend. And well, he is Yui's friend. And he feels connected to Yui only and not the rest of them. So seeing his interactions with Amane, even though they were little, are interesting. And then we have his talk with Mari. That was another moment that I found his character to be very interesting because he really opened up about his time as Black Pepper. He only wanted to help, and he wanted for it to be a secret to the girls. He didn't want to share that information with them, and he asked Mari their discretion in this specific topic. And at that moment, Secretaru attacked and stole another recipe. Secretaru in this episode was an interesting case. We were finally able to see what Spiritoru has been doing around the world, and he has been stealing recipes outside of Oishina town. While Secretaru is stealing recipes in Oishina town and keeping the cures busy, Spiritoru has been traveling around the world and stealing from different places so that those recipes are taken to the Bundaru gang and put into the recipe bomb. And at the end of the episode, we even discover they are only needing one more recipe to fill the recipe bomb. Girl, really? We haven't been seeing that at all. They're almost finished collecting the needed recipes for them to do something that we don't really know what it is. But we have another look at Secretaru's situation. We can see that she struggled with cooking, and that made her stay away from other people. And so she doesn't, her goal is, recipe bond is filled, Godats's wish is fulfilled, whatever that wish is, and her wish will be fulfilled too, because nobody will ever need to cook anymore. And her imperfections on not being able to cook well will not be shown to the world anymore. And that is her wish, because that was keeping her away from other people. And on the other side, we also have Yui, who wants to talk to Secretaru. She wants to be able to understand her a little more, and she does in the fighting scene. But then we have Secretaru attacking and also capturing the fairies. But in this episode, everything was possible for her to do it, and she captured the fairies too, together with the recipe. And then we had a very interesting moment of Mari kind of like starting a brawl against Secretaru. Unfortunately, it did not go anywhere because that little shot was so interesting. And then we have Yui arriving, and when Yui was attacked, we have Takumi trying to protect her, and she couldn't do anything. She couldn't transform into a cure, but the delicious stone that Takumi had, which is now with Mari, resonated with Takumi, and Takumi transformed into Black Pepper in front of Yui. We have a little transformation scene that I feel is going to warm lots of hearts of Black Pepper fans, and for the first time we see Yui noticing that Takumi is actually Black Pepper. And so we have Black Pepper getting the fairies back, Black Pepper freeing Mari's hands, and the girls arriving and the fight starting. In the fighting scene, we have Yui, who was not being able to deal and process the information that Takumi is Black Pepper and the girls had to protect her. They were having a hard time, but she was able to have her one-on-one with Secretaru. And Yui's philosophy is very interesting. Secretaru is working towards her goal of being perfect. Why doesn't she look happy? Why isn't she smiling? And that probably struck a chord on Secretaru. Is she going to achieve happiness with what she wants? I feel like Yui's words will get through to her, and I'm interested to see that in the future. And the thing is that she created a Nobauzo that was super strong, and that was created specifically to withstand the girls' attacks. She calculated everything, but obviously cures all have the ability to become stronger by their willpower. But the one who actually brought that up, brought their energies up, was Black Pepper himself. And we had lots of interesting, very colorful shots, and Black Pepper is green. Girl, where is our green cure? And one thing I really enjoyed in this fighting scene specifically was the fact that we already know that Black Pepper isn't as strong as a cure. That was clear since the start of the show. And whenever we have episodes that are focused on a certain character, that character kind of gets a boost in power. And Black Pepper did in this episode. You know, if it was the regular Black Pepper we always see, he wouldn't be able to get the fairies back and all of the other things he did. But even though it was his moment to shine, he was not able to stand on equal footing with the other girls. You know, after they did that kick and really wrecked the Ubaozo, he was not being able to stand still. While the Cures were holding their ground, he was there on his knees. And then the girls are able to defeat the Ubaozo, and they learn about his identity, Takumi's identity as Black Pepper, because the transformation wears off and they are all very, very shocked. But Yui started crying, and she cried a lot. And look, I am a Yui defender. I love Yui, I love Cure Precious, I'm always defending her, but I did not like that scene at all. It felt kind of out of place and very out of character for Yui, in my opinion. I mean, I would understand if she cried because she was worried and because she was feeling happy because he was trying to defend her and he was beaten lots of times and she would be feeling a little guilty because of that. I would understand that. But she was crying because of happiness, and that was it. I found that so weird. And at the end, we had a little scene with them together that was very cute. That was a very cute moment between Yui and Takumi. Very adorable. And I was very happy to see Monpei and Mari back as friends again. And then we have a situation that left me a little confused, which was Mari got Ginger's pouch, and in Ginger's pouch, another delicious stone appeared. That was probably something Ginger did. Yes, that was probably something Ginger left there, and Ginger had lots of magic tricks, and so probably a magic trick was for the delicious stone to appear in a grievous or in a moment of need or something like that. In a grievous moment or a moment of need. I don't know. But the thing is, I'm now a little confused about Cinnamon's delicious stone. Because the delicious stone that is now with Takumi that transforms him into Black Pepper, I thought was Cinnamon's original delicious stone. And now I'm confused. This one that appeared is a new one, or is it the original Cinnamon delicious stone? I think it's a new one, right? And the one that is with Takumi is the one that was Cinnamon's delicious stone. And now both of them are able to transform. Monpei in Cinnamon and Takumi in Black Pepper, because we have two. And they're gonna go back to cooking them to fix Rosemary's delicious stone, finally. And there was another interesting moment in which Mari was giving advice to Yui's punch and how she would have to have this sense of her own body to punch even stronger than before. I love that. I wish we saw more of that throughout the season, because something that would have been very nice would be Mari to give this advice to all of the girls outside of battles, but talking about battles. You know, what a wasted potential. But I loved that moment so much. So they leave, and Yui stays with the girls, and they're planning a Christmas party. Next episode is going to be Fennel's moment. Right now, I feel like it's very clear that Fennel is actually the villain. I think that Godats doesn't actually exist. Godats is just that creation to keep the villains, the Bungaru gang, entertained. But the one who's behind it is probably Fennel himself. And it's kind of hard to pinpoint Fennel's wish and why he's doing what he's doing. But for all we know, Ginger disappeared, and we don't know where Ginger is. And it seems that Fennel holds Ginger in a very, very special place in his heart. So maybe he's doing what he's doing to try to find Ginger again. Kind of hard to know for now, but we're definitely going to know more about that next episode. And next episode, it seems that the girls are going to get defeated. And I'm really hoping that Mari arrives with their delicious stone fixed together with black pepper and cinnamon, and we see them fighting. How cool would that be? Mari fighting again? Baby, I need to see that. And maybe even Surful fighting again. I need to see that. I wanna see something like that. Girl, I'm excited. Next week, Christmas party in Delicious Party PreCure, and maybe Hirogaru Sky PreCure reveal. I'm excited and curious. Anyways, babies, this is all for now. This was my opinion on episode 40 from Delicious Party PreCure. What were your thoughts? Please leave a comment in the comment box and let's keep talking about it. Anyways, babies, this is all for now. Just want to take this time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you are a member, thank you very, very much for your support. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.